The idea of Afrikaner identity has come very much to the floor
Yes.
since January and Donald
Yes.
Trump.
Yes.
You recently have been to the United States where you made your own representations there.
Sure.
Many would say you have gone against what is the South African national interest, and the actions of not necessarily the Freedom Front Plus, but those who align with Afrikaner interests have, along with the ANC and this government's and previous administrations, clear trade faults
Yeah.
with the US, geopolitical issues, but a lot of what is of Donald Trump's interest, and that is the so-called white genocide motive, and that BE is an infringement of human rights, have come from Afrikaner groups.
Yeah.
And that some have said, well, if there are sanctions, if there is not a renewal of AGOA, if there are tariffs that are imposed, it will affect the agricultural sector. The agricultural sector is made up of a lot of white Afrikaans people. That representations by you and other groups have been self-defeating.
Yeah. Now let me try to explain that. We went and the different delegations went. It started off, and we've had a fascinating year, 2025. It started off with President Trump reaching out with that executive order, naming Afrikaners by name and inviting them to become refugees in the United States. Now, ironically, if you took there's a newspaper in Afrikaans being printed in this province. If you look at that newspaper, they refer to what happened 50 years ago in South Africa. The Portuguese government fell in Portugal. Portugal lost their colonies, Angola and Mozambique, and many people of Portuguese origin fled to South Africa. Ironically, my father was then in cabinet, the Minister for Home Affairs, dealing with that refugee problem. I used this argument in the United States to say, thank you very much for reaching out to us. I'm going to do everything in my power to prevent us from ever having to use this opportunity of becoming refugees. Why? Because we are committed in South Africa and Africa. This is our land. This is where we want to create a future. So I was invited with a delegation to go to Washington, and we did go. But our message was a positive, constructive message. We told the United States, we want to make South Africa a successful country, a winning nation, but we have certain challenges. And some of these challenges are the following. And I know some people think and believe that people went there to slander South Africa and to trash our government. And that's not what we did. We went with a positive message, and we specifically said, if you want to bring sanctions, don't punish the ordinary citizens and the people in South Africa, because we've got enough problems as it is.